The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, urban legends in music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And Charles and I are founding members of the Toadies, and now we're podcasting.
We are doing that, and we've got an episode where I'm kind of wishing it were a jackalope tale.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Yeah, this is kind of... I feel like I need to tread lightly and just kind of... But let's just say that when we found out about this, we couldn't believe it, and it's bullshit. I mean, total bullshit.
This is crazy because we're like, wait, this is really a thing?
Yeah.
And so I guess let me give a little bit of the background.
Yeah, please do.
So we have a friend, Ryan Hamilton. He's a podcaster. He's a musician and a good friend of ours.
Part of a band you're in.
Part of a band I'm in, my new little band, the Cult Zeros. And Ryan sells records online. He has this huge collection. He bought someone else's collection and he's been selling it off.
Yeah.
And he's been dividing it into genres to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so many records, he doesn't even know everything he's got. But they're wonderful records that came from jukeboxes. And so they're they're really pristine. They're nice.
Because he got them from some, like, what'd you say? Some lady who had just a huge storage space.
And he bought all of them. Blemishes and all.
Yeah.
And let me talk about the blemish, because he showed it to me. He could not believe it.
Yeah. He was like, buy these really knowing
it was in the collection.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what to do with these. What do you think?
Yeah.
And it was two singles, two 7-inch singles.
Yeah.
That was on a record label called Rebel Records.
Mm-hmm.
And it had Confederate flags on the labels.
Yeah.
And very racist songs by racist named people.
Right. It's like, there are a few white supremacist record labels, which is just nuts.
I did not know this. I guess I'm foolish and naive to not know. And I knew that there was an underground for a while. I did not realize how big it was and how popular it still is.
Well, when we hear underground labels, we think SST. We think of all of the ones alternative tentacles. We didn't know there was records put out,
and we're in Texas.
The Klan,
right?
And all
yeah,
this.
The Klan has records, guys. Anyway, so this rebel, they use the N-word in their songs, and these were on a jukebox.
Shit.
On an actual jukebox someplace.
Yeah.
These records that people would walk up and play these N-word records.
And they really were from, like, I know the one photo he sent of the Rebel one was Louisiana based.
Right.
So it's really southern states that were just
Louisiana,
Mississippi.
We're talking hillbillies, moonshine, and I guess this kind of KKK rebel music shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we were not giggling about it. I was like, whoa, this was so offensive. Like, we didn't even want to touch the records. Ryan had it and he's like, I have these sitting right here. I don't know what to do with them. Like, do I sell them? Do I throw them in the trash? What the hell do I do with them? Right?
Oh, yeah. It's like having the Book of the Dead.
Right.
Or having Pinhead's cube.
Right.
From Hellraiser.
Right. It was a moral.
I don't want to touch it.
Right. It was a moral dilemma. It was dirty. And he's like, ugh. And I was like, looking at him. I was like, can I take him out?
Or Jumanji.
Jumanji.
I don't want to. I'm not going to roll the dice.
Right. Something bad could happen touching it. And so it was this weird thing. And then Charles and I started looking into it. Like, I want to find out more about this label.
Yeah.
And we found out it's huge.
They're out there.
Right.
Yeah.
This label isn't huge, but the whole underground.
Yes.
I'm so naive. I know people are listening going, you guys are stupid. You live in Texas. A lot of this is happening in Texas.
Well, and then when we looked into it, we saw where a lot of cult groups, I mean, the Jim Jones, drinking the old Kool-Aid, they had a label.
Right.
It's because they can't get their stuff put out by RCA, but they want it all produced and distributed, so they do it themselves.
Scientology has a label.
Yes. So we kind of looked at all the different ones and we kind of chose what
we picked the racist ones because we thought we'd get this out of the way. But it is fascinating in a horrific way to me.
Yeah. It's amazing that it exists.
And I love the internet. You know, the internet has done a bunch of bad shit to music. I will say that the one good thing internet has done is kind of fucked with these labels a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one good thing.
Yay.
So
yeah, definitely.
The internet's good for something.
Yeah. So
now, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah. So what I'm talking about today is we're talking about bands that are on a particular record label, and it's not like they just suck like Nickelback. I mean, they literally suck.
Right.
I mean, they are bad. It's an organized, intentional recruitment strategy that is just total evil. The label was run by white supremacists, and I mean, they were pressing vinyl dubbing tapes and trying to recruit people through music. And because really nothing says join our movement like a badly recorded punk song and a P.O. box in a rural nowhere.
Right.
And it's actually, and I didn't even know this either, but there's a subgenre called hatecore.
What? I didn't even know this.
Yes.
I didn't even find it in my stupid little...
It's a mix of punk, metal, and skinhead rock used as propaganda. So it's called hatecore. And it's really basically a rally with loud instruments. Shit. And one label that is considered like the big one of this genre, who I'm talking about, is Resistance Records.
I know this record because they made huge waves nationally.
Really? Yeah.
When the guy that was running the show got arrested.
Oh my God. And you mentioned you ought to look at the people that ran this label.
Yeah.
And they are, it was like, no, God.
Right.
You just wouldn't even want to be anywhere near them.
Right. You look at them and you go, do you guys know how to read? I'm serious about this because they look weird,
but they know how to kill. Oh yeah,
they do.
But the crazy thing is, we're not talking about like some garage run operation by just like some dudes. We're talking they had distribution catalogs, mail orders, CDs and tapes, international connections. They had touring bands. And here's where it gets like disturbing, and honestly, it's kind of genius in a very evil way.
Right.
They didn't just sell the music. They built a pipeline. It's like kids find the music, kid relates to the anger, kid feels like they belong, and then kid gets pulled deeper into the ideology. We're not talking lectures or books, but songs.
Yeah.
And I mean, because music bypasses logic.
Yep.
And it could just suck you in and you don't even know what the hell why. It hits you in the gut before your brain has time to say, hey, maybe don't join the villains. But things got very real for this label because eventually the U.S. government stepped in.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Resistance Records became tied to white supremacist organizations involved in criminal activity, including violence, death, and racketeering.
Yeah.
So we are talking about getting into this whole just seedy underbelly dark world. And it's like, was the label just kind of a little part of what all was their money making and all of this bringing in members?
It was like a gang. They were murdering people.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much is. And now here's the interesting thing about it, though, is that there was a group that you've got the government involved, and then there's a group called the Southern Poverty Law Center that created lawsuits against the label. And they argued that the label is part of an ecosystem that encourages, funds, and spreads ideologies tied to violence. Now, they actually went that route because they couldn't really say, well, they've murdered people or that they're, because that's harder to prove in a court. So they went the route of attacking what kind of stuff they were putting out. And guess what? So the lawsuits won. And they resulted in massive financial penalties. And eventually, Resistance Records was seized. And the rights, the catalog, the operation, it was all taken. Now, here's the weird, this is another weird part about this thing, is that after the seizure, the catalog didn't just disappear. That the rights ended up being controlled by groups that use the proceeds to fund anti-hate efforts.
Yeah.
So the same music that was meant to spread hate ended up financially supporting the people fighting it.
Right.
And now, let me talk on that for a second, because I'm really torn on this one, because it seems to me that if you take ownership of this, I would squash all the music.
Right.
I would get rid of it.
Get rid of them. I mean, yeah, squash the message.
Yeah.
Don't spread it.
It's, I mean, to be hardcore, it's like the Jews selling Nazi material.
Right.
And it's like, this music is still, I listened to one of these bands on Spotify and I was kind of scared to.
Yeah.
What list am I getting on because of this?
Is it going to change your algorithm? And now you're
I know. And then I'm going to be under investigation. But the music was terrible. I mean, it was just so childish, and just the hate talk behind it was disgusting. There was nothing appealing about it, but the fucking fact you can listen to it on Spotify,
and the proceeds are going to, I guess, maybe the people who are doing good with the money are going, the message is just going to be out there anyway. We should at least profit off of it, because we're not going to kill the music. These dumbasses still, we're going to.
Okay. But God,
they're going to make CDs or send a file over to each other anyway.
I know, but my brain is like, it's generating hate. But
if you put subliminal stuff underneath it, though, love everybody.
Yeah, or like the brown note. Or,
yes.
where all the white supremacist shit whenever they're listening to it, ruining their white sheets.
Oh my God.
That would be perfect.
Oh my God. That is funny.
But I know, it's just, I get the whole, it is amazing that the funds are being used for anti-hate groups.
I would like to talk to them and find out what their philosophy behind doing that is.
Yeah. But you bring up a good point, because this is prevalent. I mean,
you can't squash it completely, can you?
No,
because it looks pretty,
all of the different minorities, that there's going to be hate about them. You can find it if you're looking for it.
Right.
I like my own soft little happy world.
I like soft happy world too. Or my punk rock world, where it's like, kill Nazis, fucking punch them in the face, kill fascists. It's anti-fascist Nazi world. And that's my punk rock.
Yes.
Which is against all of that shit.
Oh, and oh God, all the Nazi skinheads that would ruin shows when they would go there. And then it was great when they'd get thrown out.
Yeah. And you'd laugh.
Yeah, we'd laugh. And be like, bye.
Yeah. Well, I remember when the Hammerheads used to be in Dallas.
Oh,
Scared the shit out of me.
Late 80s.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid and going to, whatever. I was a young child, not an adult yet, and they would scare me.
Oh, you're talking way early.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they would be hanging out by dumpsters. And that's what I always remember because they were all they would tag dumpsters.
Oh, shit.
And like paint, they would spray paint hateful shit.
Yeah.
And I was afraid we would wait in our cars before we got out because Twilight Room was where we always went.
Right.
To see punk rock shows.
Yeah.
And we would wait in the car for a long time and just kind of sink down into the seats for the hammerheads to leave.
Yeah.
And those, which I don't know if hammerheads are everywhere, but they're skinheads.
Yeah.
And and as soon as they had walked by, we would get out real quick and be ready, have our keys and everything, and run to the door. We would run to the fucking door.
Yeah.
And same thing walking out. And most of the time we would make friends or whatever with some guys and like, would you please walk us to our cars, or can we walk with you?
Yeah.
The group of people back out. Anyway, yeah, it was scary times.
Oh, God. But when you think about it too, it's like the crazy part is it's not that different from how normal labels operate. Also,
I know
the philosophy.
Yeah.
Think about it. They build a scene, they create a vibe, they sell an identity, and then they turn fans into believers.
Yeah.
Which I think Swifties are Nazis. I mean, that's a cult.
They're neo cult. I think if Taylor told them to drink something, they would.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I concur with that.
Thank God she's not that.
No.
But she's controlling the minds of a lot of kids.
Yeah, it's that much power. And then the label loves it. And that's what they push and push and push.
On Wednesdays, they wear pink.
Oh, God. Oh, they better not start doing hot dog water baptisms.
That's ours.
That is totally ours. Yeah. Don't cross the line.
Dude, I'm going to talk about Rebel Records, which is the one that started this whole conversation.
Yes.
They're one of the most well-known U.S.-based white supremacist music labels and distributors.
Mm-hmm.
How have I not heard of them? We live in the South.
Yeah. I know.
Are we that isolated in our own little?
To know this
in our ivory towers?
we really do isolate ourselves, I guess.
But they were active primarily in the late 1980s through the 2000s. But it's really important to understand. Like Resistance Records, they weren't really a record label in the traditional standard way. They functioned more as a mail order distribution hub and propaganda outlet. And
like K.K.K.TEL.
Much like K.K.K.TEL.
Yeah.
So before streaming, widespread internet, Rebel Records, like Resistance, sold cassettes, CDs, vinyl through catalogs.
Yeah.
And they distributed via zines. So these underground zines, which,
or in the back of hunting magazines.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
I believe that.
P.O. boxes and early websites, which were later on.
Yeah.
But the backbone is the underground extremist music scene. So they would show up. I mean, I told you that time that David Duke showed up at one of our shows.
Yes.
It was at like 1983, 1984.
Right.
And Todd and I had shaved our heads.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we both shaved our heads just because we're going on tour. And I don't know why. It was just, we shaved our heads.
Yeah.
And we probably looked menacing. But David Duke's like, you guys have shaved heads. And we're like, it's stubble.
Oh.
We're not skinheads.
No.
And I'm like, have you listened to our music? And he was like, yeah, you guys are a part of our movement. We were like, yeah. Anyway, so they would come and actively recruit you and take you to dinner and wine and dine you, trying to get you involved in their propaganda machine.
Sell you a timeshare.
Oh my God. Yeah. Which, by the way,
oh my God, there could be timeshares.
Which, by the way, it's all at Disneyland.
No.
But the catalog is kind of diverse. It's weird. So they had white power rock, which included a mix of punk, oi, and metal. But they had these nationalist folk style guys too, which one of the Veterans Plea one that I showed you is like a folk country record. So it's not even like rah 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 rah. So they would listen to like it was their Bob Dylan. So Fats, whatever the fuck his name is their white supremacist Bob Dylan. And they would also do spoken word propaganda audio.
Wow.
So it could have a record on one side and propaganda stuff on hate speech on the other side. But the goal was not innovation by any means. It was shit recordings. Some of it was even recorded on boom boxes and stuff. It was shit.
Oh my God.
It was crap.
Wow.
What they were focusing on was building a movement, identity building, and recruiting. And all of these resistance records, all of the Aryan white nationalist records, they were all friends. And they created this giant net of...
It was a network.
Right. They worked with each other. They were not enemies. It's kind of not like... Sony going against Universal to sign an artist.
Right.
They were like, maybe you'll have this artist and we'll have this artist. And actually it was really incestuous. So they would share artists and they would share players. Like, this guitar player will go over and play on this band. And so it was a lot of the same players too. But they all promoted similar artists, shared distribution channels. So they helped each other. And they cross-marketed through events and publications. So they would all show up and all be like, we're all friends. Let's all join hands and anti-kumbaya. So the Rebel Records helped pioneer a model where music was an entry point and ideology sucks you into the deeper layer. The young listeners might come for an aggressive punk metal sound, but then they get kind of pulled into the political messaging and the community networks, because all kids want is to be able to express themselves and have community. I think not all they want, but that's a huge part of it.
That's a part of it. Big part.
Thank God ours was Dead Kennedys. Right?
Yeah. Amen.
And the funding mechanism was the sales of the music and merch generated revenue for their aligned space of messaging and help sustain the broader movement. So it basically fed money into all of this propaganda and politicians and stuff, right?
Right.
So the catalogs were the primary ways to spread it. So the catalogs would be you'd get them in the mail or at shows, and it was kind of like, when you came home from school and you had the book fair thing.
Oh yeah.
So it had that. It had books and it had your little fanzine, white supremacist bullshit, and you could order T-shirts and propaganda and books and music. And fans could discover scenes across the countries without mainstream exposures like internet.
Right.
But then it started to decline and shift a bit, because the internet was started to change everything. Discovery moved online. Distribution was decentralized. And platforms began moderating extremist ideology.
Right.
So more people could see it because they were underground, but now people like you and me who weren't paying attention could see it.
Right.
And we can go, wait. And we'll make a complaint, and Yahoo will go, you guys can't be here, and throw them off.
Yeah.
And plus it pulled back the veil, so they had more scrutiny. So law enforcement attention, anti-hate organizations began tracking them because it was easy to track on the internet now. They had trouble finding them when they were just mail or catalogs.
Of course, underground, totally.
Right. And so they could, and everyone who gave up their information to be in these little chats and stuff, they could follow them too, so they could figure out where these pockets of hate were. And payment processors started cutting off support. So it was hard to get paid.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So it fragmented the scene and splintered into smaller, harder to track groups that went more underground. They're less centralized now with the mail order era, and it became just they had to go deeper underground.
Yeah.
The bottom line is Rebel Records never wanted to be mainstream. They never wanted attention on that scale like the internet provided.
Right.
And they're not strictly a KKK organization, although they're very definitely aligned with the organization.
Yeah.
And it played a real role in building and distributing materials that help strengthen the KKK.
Yeah.
But it's best understood as a shadow economy, the shadow music economy, which is the DIY distribution, subculture aesthetics, and music fandom, because they're feeling like they're part of something.
Right.
But, you know, I don't even want to say the band's names that are associated with it because I don't want to give them any kind of anyway.
Yeah.
But the bands that were just full of hate and rage and pretty shitty were the backbone of the catalog, but most of them are the same people, just different names. It's very incestuous. But the weird Rebel Records really did a lot of work was the European crossover. Resistance Records also did this, where they were trying to spread this message
that's
to
scary.
Europe.
To go fucking international.
Right.
Oh.
So one of the biggest bands, and I will say this band's name because most people know who Screwdriver is, because they were sued and they were part of a lot of the national attention. In fact, I think they were on Phil Donahue, because that's where I heard about Resistance Records.
Yeah.
It was on one of those talk shows.
Oh God, that screams Phil Donahue.
Right? So one of those dumbasses went on there, and it was a bunch of hillbillies and then guys in suits, like David Duke looking guys.
Yeah.
So it was a cross between the suits and moonshiners on there doing stuff. And I think Screwdriver, if not on the show, was mentioned on one of those shows. But anyway, they were trying to create this global feedback loop that was spreading hate, and they couldn't sustain it here in Louisiana and Alabama.
Right.
They had to grow it.
Yeah.
And
like a weed.
Right. And the way that they also did it was, you know, because it wasn't just you could share it with your uncle when you have the Bob Dylan racist bullshit. You know, the anti Bob Dylan racist bullshit.
Right.
But something that Rebel Music did is they created compilation CDs and samplers and like mail order bundles.
Yeah.
That could reach more people. So kind of like the K.K.K.TEL.
Yes.
K.K.K.TEL.
Yeah.
But they had these compilations. So, you know, these stupid oi punk rock racist fucks were also listening to, you know, some jangly, I'm blowing in a jug and tapping my foot on a tambourine and with my Texas accent singing about killing people who aren't white. Anyway, fuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty so here's my takeaway. Rebel Records was not about signing artists. They could give a rat's fucking ass.
Yeah.
In fact, that, you know, they would throw bands together and they just like record the song. We need a song about this, and then they would record that hateful bullshit. So it was about curating a network of bands, just distributing the identity of the music and linking scenes across geography.
Of course.
That was the main thing.
Yeah.
The bands were interchangeable. It did not fucking matter what the bands were or what they played or even style or genre.
Yeah.
It was the message. It was completely about the message. The message and the system was the real product.
Yeah.
And I just have a feeling with the culture in the United States today that this is probably growing again, because I think they went deeper underground, and I have a sneaky suspicion that this bullshit's raising its head again.
God, isn't that? Yeah, I get the same feeling, because it's just the prevalence of I'm so right, you're so wrong, and it's basically because you are this,
right,
is just so out there now.
And kids are looking for something harder
Yeah.
Then Sabrina Carpenter, who I use as the example every time, because it's like that espresso song. Kill me now. But they need more than that.
Yeah.
And they're drawn into the energy of it, and then indoctrinated into the messaging.
Well, it's very much like the way you and I felt with punk music.
Yeah.
It's of course the message was so different, but it provides that same feeling, because I know for myself, and assuming you, it was like to know about this underground music that was just so anti-Reagan. It was so just anti-corporate.
Yeah.
And to know about it and to just, envelop yourself in it. And it felt cool.
It was it was anti. So we felt repressed, I think, as kids, because there were a lot of laws that were trying to keep kids in control. Like they were curfews and shit, right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And we're pissed off, and we could listen to punk rock and go, yeah, the government's trying to harness or, whatever. And they're same kind of entry point.
Yeah.
But the messaging is very different.
Oh, yeah. Because like with Dead Kennedys, because the lyrics were so actually it made me dig deeper into stuff that Jello would sing about, like, what the hell is Pol Pot?
You're right.
And then I'd be like, dig in a little bit, and it's like,
right.
Okay.
I didn't know that. We weren't taught that in history.
No, it's eye-opener kind of stuff. And sadly,
Cambodia. I didn't realize what was happening in Cambodia.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I knew about college guys and the Too Drunk to Fuck.
Right.
That
right.
was
Nazi
like,
punks, fuck
those
off.
idiots.
I know those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I learned about some actual, like the bedtime for Bonzo.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of stuff about regulations and laws and stuff that I actually went and researched.
Yeah.
So anything that you listen to that makes you delve deeper, which I'm sure they're probably doing this, but it's skewed the other way. They're going,
no, exactly. The information that's being put out, I mean, my God.
They're saying that they're taking away your rights as a white person, probably.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. And that the white is the ultimate race. And
right. And immigrants are taking away your money and jobs and
exactly. And so I can see how, because the message impacted you and I from punk.
Right.
And it's just doing it with such evil intent.
Right. I think what we listened to was anti-government.
Oh,
and what they're listening to is anti-race.
Yes. Yeah. Very much so.
And I know that they are taking pot shots at government, like the woke. They have these taglines that are meaningless.
Yeah.
It's woke culture. What's the difference? You're going to be a fucking sleep? Shut up.
Well, and the scary part about it too is that a lot of the music that I'm sure they're utilizing now, because you're going to have your old fucks that still say slanderous things. I hear it every now and then in Granbury, and it's disgusting, but it's like, those people are not going to change their mind. But these, the way they do it now, it is geared towards youth.
Yes. 100%.
And so it's not going to be some old Bob Dylan-y kind of folksy song. It's going to be something that hides behind something that is like driven, heavy.
Right.
Kind of just perfect for the moment kind of music.
Well, listen to a lot of country stuff right now. It's racist.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of it. There's some that's very racist. I'm guessing that they're, folk music, or they're calling it folk music. It's probably country music, because most of these people are in the South, right?
Of course.
The record labels are in the South.
It's easy.
A lot of the kids probably listen to country music, and or their parents listen to it.
Influence too. Yeah.
So put something that sounds like country
Yeah.
with this horrible messaging, and also let's get some aggro shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I hope that what I'm feeling is happening is wrong. I hope that it's not coming back.
I know. Or we're just being naive again. I have a feeling it's out there.
It's definitely out there. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Kids, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
No.
None of it. Fight against everything. That's so, like Mark used to say, make your body a hostile environment for everything.
Ooh, I like that.
So Mark from the Toadies, I still use that quote every time. He's like, my main goal is to make my body a hostile environment for everything.
Everything. Yeah. Oh, maybe Mark should lead our
I know the movement.
Yeah.
The cult of Res.
Oh, he did run for president once.
Res for Prez.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Speaking of,
let's cheer this thing
you know
up.
what? Let's do it.
I mean, my God.
Call in the snakes with the kazoo.
No, get rid of the snakes with a kazoo.
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
Let's get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want snakes.
No.
So, no snacks.
No.
We're at the part of our show we call the 1-Star Salute.
Yeah.
It's where we read to you your 1-star reviews of anything to do with music that should go into a pile of refuse.
Yeah, and boy, there's a lot of refuse that we need to
what did you get
on this one. Well, I'm gonna go with you. I'm not gonna mention the band, but I found them on Spotify, and they were on that label, Resistance Records. But this was actually someone. There's a website called Encyclopedia Metallum, so they really just do metal reviews, and so they talk about this particular band and their release, which was terrible to listen to. It makes you feel dirty. It makes you feel like you're getting a magazine in a paper bag in the back of the store. And it's just gross. And like I said, I'm not going to search for them again. But they go on to say in this review of their album, I went into this expecting it to be awful, and it did not disappoint. The production is terrible. No bass, weak drums, and guitars that sound like a demo recorded in a garage with bad intentions. The lyrics are racist and utterly brain dead. So don't mistake anything here as a defense of this dog shit. The album lacks the speed usually found in thrash and mostly ends up a mid-tempo bore with weak guitar tone. Overall, we are talking subpar stuff. It's also fun to completely lambast white supremacists and their music, even if the music itself is mostly trash.
Man,
so, that was well said. So, but
I have something similar.
Oh yeah, and like you said, the recordings and the production and all this stuff, it's like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No,
they just want to put this down on recordings.
The music does not matter.
No,
the messaging is all.
Yeah.
This is a review. I'm going to mention the band because I mentioned them earlier. Screwdriver.
Oh yeah.
So, Screwdriver, Hail the New Dawn, and the reviews by D. Snickles.
Okay. And doesn't he sing for Twisted Sister?
He does.
Okay.
And D. Snickles says, what the fuck even is this? The rating is so low, not even because of the band being neo-Nazi, but because the music sounds like shit. There's some good guitar riffs, but the mixing is fucking terrible, and the vocals sound like Captain Beefheart high on cocaine.
Oh yes, okay,
that made me giggle.
Oh, that did.
A hideous, disgusting, and ugly creation of the Nazis that, for some reason, can still be found. Albums like this should remain lost media forever.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was not hard to find negative stuff about these fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes me scared that if they did figure out how to make good recordings, would that change things? Wait, we don't want to give them good ideas.
No. Keep your bad shit going.
Everyone likes the boombox tapes, y'all. keep going, little Hitler. Keep going. Speaking of little Hitler, we're at the happy ending.
Oh shit, that was good. Oh god. Yeah, this is one of those where we wish we could say it was all made up.
This is fucking true. Go look. These are just 2 of the labels we found.
Yeah.
There's more, kids.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, they talked about all the different, like I said, the cults that came out with stuff on record. And I mean, and then you got K.K.K.TEL, which was a cult in and of itself.
K.K.K.TEL.
Oh my God.
It was so good.
Talk about that in a
they made me listen to just music with no lyrics.
Yeah. Wait, which K.K.K.TEL did you get?
I got the one that had some disco songs that were just music.
Yeah.
It was filler. And I would listen to it because I put on the record. I was like, we're supposed to listen to the whole record, right? That was back in the day of full record listening.
You got to.
And so I had the
okay,
Rocky's theme or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, see,
some stupid.
My memory of K.K.K.TEL is, I think my sister had the 8-track of it, and it had Bay City Rollers. I know. I heard my mama cry. Paper Lace.
Yes.
Isn't that?
Yes. Oh my God. How do you?
I heard her pray the night Chicago died. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have Gladys Knight and the Pips, and it would have Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, it was just a whole mix of all the hits.
Yeah. Delicious poop soup of pop.
Yeah. It was like you had a stack of 45s just were dropping,
just playing all the hits. And then it would have musicals like the Star Wars theme. You remember that?
Was it like the Cantina? Or,
or like the main theme from Star Wars.
Oh,
so it'd have like just a musical hit song.
Just whatever was big at the moment.
Yeah, Jaws.
Oh, did you clean the house to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. K.K.K.TEL was for dancing.
No,
not
there
work.
You go. Roller skating.
Oh my God, right?
My God, you could just put on a K.K.K.TEL and the party went to level 3. With cake.
I know, right?
With cake and party favors. Oh yeah.
That's when you could eat red dye and no one yelled at you.
Yeah. Unless you spilled it.
Right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, good
Anyway,
stuff.
Thanks for reminiscing with us today, folks, about K.K.K.TEL Records. And thank you for listening to our podcast. And please follow the links in our show notes to find us on all the socials.
Yes. Like, subscribe, rate, leave us reviews on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere you listen to this podcast.
And join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
I have just found on Spotify.
Oh no, K.K.K.TEL?
K.K.K.TEL records of the 70s.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
They have it? Do they have some of the musicals?
They've got Bad Blood by Neil Sedaka.
Yep.
You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate.
Yes.
Rock and Roll All Night. Lady Marmalade. Games People Play. Tangerine. Lowrider.
Yep.
I mean, holy hell. Una Paloma Blanca. Oh no,
that's
Una Paloma
Blanca.
Yes. Oh my God, that's George Baker.
We know these songs because of K.K.K.TEL.
Of course. I mean, Rocket Man, Elton John, Love Roller Coaster, Ohio Players.
Yep.
There, man.
I'm gonna have to listen to that because that's awesome. I will listen to that on the way home.
Oh Oh God!
So, like,
careful, don't rock out too
like
much.
driving like
I know, with the windows down.
with the windows down. Yeah,
Oh,
wind
it's the
whipping through my
perfect
hair.
weather.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are gonna look at me at stoplights and go, "That lady is grooving." And I was like, "Yes, I
am." Stop at the QT for a drink and
Fresca.
Yeah.
A Fresca or a Tab.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yes.
Do they have Fresca anymore? That was delicious.
I don't think so.
But yeah, Tab and Fresca, that's what we had in our house.
I'll see if I still have my sweatband for your head.
You have a Fresca sweatband?
No, just a sweatband.
Oh, just a regular sweatband.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have a Fresca though.
Yeah, wear red, white, and blue
oh shit.
sweatband.
Or the shorts, man.
Oh
that
my
are
God,
red,
the
white,
shorts,
and blue.
right?
Oh.
It's like Three's Company shorts.
I know. I was seeing an old picture of me where I had the shorts on with the little white stripe that went along the edge of the shorts and right up the side.
Knee socks all the way up to the knees.
Oh, fuck yeah.
With Adidas 3 stripes.
Because my dad bought my clothes. So I ended up having to look like him when I was a kid.
So your dad bought your clothes, not your mom?
No, my dad really would. I mean, we'd go out and buy clothes.
Like,
and
clothes buying time for Charles.
Yeah,
I'm taking him.
Yep. I realized years and years later when I started looking at the pictures, I'm like, I'm a mini version of my dad.
Why am I wearing a leisure suit when I'm 3?
And my dad was not cool. That's what was so sad. It was like, oh my God, they dressed me that way.
Yeah, we had weird hair and shit.
Yeah. Did you make your own call on your clothes?
No.
Oh.
No.
Your mom?
Yeah. And it was always like
you would have picked too outrageous.
No, I did not want colors. I wanted like black and white, maybe sometimes blue. I didn't want any colors.
Blue was as far as you went on the color
and my
spectrum.
mom would mom would buy me shit with funky prints and flowers and shit, and I was like, this is a little too busy for me. This is crazy.
That'd be for Tara,
right? Yeah. And so I would have to stroll out to wherever we were going, the Safeway or whatever, Piggly Wiggly, and I would have giant daisies on my fucking shirt.
No, really?
Oh, yeah,
shit.
And those, my mom would either braid my hair or put a ponytail on top with those little things with the big giant balls.
Oh, I bet you were cute.
Oh my God, no, it was bad. It was so bad, and yeah.
Aww.
No, I was wrong. I didn't me no likey. And so then when I could dress myself, what did Lisa do? No colors. Yeah, black. Yes. I wore black all the time.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Black.
Always black.
There's some pictures of me in different colors, but rarely.
Yeah.
We're black and white.
Yeah.
That's it.
Black, white, and band shirts.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fuck yeah.
And it kind of stole my life.
I know. We don't gravitate far.
I mean, I'm looking today and it's like, yep, that's what's happening, kids.
And I still dress like my dad.
I was going to say I like that leisure suit with the collar shirt.
Thank you.
Is it a poly blend?
It's hard to find wide ties now. Oh, and cuff pants with a braided belt. Hey, that's.
But you're about 2 inches taller with those heels.
Oh, I'm telling you, Goodwill is like my current clothing.
It's really hard to find black Ferragamos that I'm wearing right now with the wavy heels. But I did.
Oh, it's worth the hunt. All right. Let us know what y'all wear. Which parent do you look like?
And tell us where you can find some good mock neck shirts. The mock.
Oh, God.
Right? You remember those?
I do.
Mock
remember.
turtlenecks.
Yes.
Yeah. If anyone's got a big lead on those, let us know. We've been searching. We love you.
All right. Love you all. Bye.